When I tell you I wanted to come through my TV and just thump Candace on her forehead, I can't believe her. I just wanted to knock her out. Just, I just want to. The girl was kind of genius for this level of smart. You know, she deserves an award because she has led this whole season of Love During Lockup, season 5. Hey, besties, this is Behind the Shade, and we have another episode of Love During Lockup. Baby, this is season 5, episode 30. Also wanted to add Samantha pretty much she pushed Slick Rick to Sandy. That insecurity, that jealousy. Well, you know, if you're gonna accuse me of something, I might as well do it so the accusation can be true. Because you keep telling me that that's where I want to be. You know, you never mind the fact that he came out there and married you after the reunion. You're still stuck on the reunion. You're still stuck in high school, actually. And baby, can we talk about Shantae's braids, even her friends' braids? But I'm glad she got rid of those faux locks because that was not the look for her. That was not her look. I didn't like them. And whoever is braiding her hair, they must be young and they like to braid big because they don't want to be doing this all day long. But some people, I'm gonna be like Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna take it back. But you have to be very attractive to wear like big faux locks and big braids and box braids. Everybody can't wear that look. And normally the very, very pretty girls can pull it off. But when you have a kind of a fat face, she has a pear-shaped face, little eyes, fat cheeks. She just wears the wrong glasses too. But she needs someone who could give her a full head of braids to fill it, just fill up her face, just fill up her head. It's just those big old I just it makes me then she wanna wear it long. She wanna wear it long. I want to see another hairstyle. You know, all those pictures she sends to him. I know she wasn't sending him no pictures with these braids, but anyway, and then her edges, and then what was that on her hair? Did it seemed like maybe it was gloss that was sprayed on her hair, and then she just went and got into the camera, and it looked like the gloss is still sitting on top of her braids. But anyway, I just had to get that out. Shantae, find another braider, please. You can look because you're not an ugly girl by far. You just don't zhuzh it up. I think you should find a new braider, try some different hairstyles, and get some new glasses. That's what I believe. Get some new glasses. Shoot. Stop spending your money on true lies. Okay, let's get into it, besties, because baby, this season was good. This episode was good. I'm going to rate it an A. It was an A, maybe even an A plus. Um, let's just go with it. It was good. It was A plus. Okay, let me know how you would rate this episode, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Please support the channel. Please support the struggling, just beginning channels. So anyway, okay, the episode starts with Andrew and Candace. And Candace is down at the Hottie Hair Salon in Vegas getting her hair and her makeup done because Andrew has paid for this appointment 2 months ago. And she hasn't had her hair done in 3 years. So she's been looking forward to this. And now she feels like, you know, after a good shampoo, she feels brand new. She feels like a true woman that she was before prison. You know, something about getting your hair, getting pampered just makes you feel good. So that was the official way that she was able to get that gel off of her. So wait a minute, did y'all peep how she asked the makeup artist, did he tip? Did he tip you good? And she was like, it was okay. And Candace didn't even do that. Okay, meant he tipped, but I mean it could have been better. That's what that meant, Candace. What are you asking for? Do you have money? And you see, she sure didn't give her no money. She took that as okay. It was like, what did you? Did he tip? Was you gonna do it? Where you get money from? Oh, Andrew, you should have gave her some extra money. Shoot. So then she says that Andy is needy. And I'm like, Andrew? I keep calling him Andrew is needy? No, baby, baby, baby. Candace, you're needy. You're the one that don't have no, didn't have freedom. It didn't have nothing. Andy, but she means emotionally, right? Okay, let's go with that. But she is needy. Um, she says she can't cater to a needy person. That's not her flavor. That's not her style. We all know Andrew is a little, a little simp, little punk, little pushover, little nice guy. We know that, and most women, especially that kind of woman, she don't want no nice guy. You gotta match her energy, Andrew, and because Andrew is out of his league anyway. Why are you even dating her? So the plan is to Candace's plan. Remember last week I was like, what is the plan, Denise? What is the plan? So the plan is to stay at the apartment, without Andrew. This girl don't even want to go back to the apartment until he leaves. She's like, she wants to keep the truck and Andrew goes back to Jersey. Girl, really? Dang. Come on, Andrew. Come on, Andrew. This girl is playing you. So she calls her PO after she gets out the salon. She's right outside the salon. She calls her PO and she tells her PO that she has an apartment with her fiance and he's very, very stable and he's available to send documents to her and he has no felonies. So the plan is at home in her apartment, sitting on the couch, playing with a stress ball. You're right, Andrew. You are highly stressed. But what you should have been doing, instead of sitting on the couch, you should have been carrying that thing to that truck, along with everything else that you can pack up and, and leave in that truck. That's what you should have been doing. But you sitting on the couch waiting on Candace to call you back, playing with a stress ball. Where did you get a stress ball from? You must have just went and bought it because you're stressed, because the girl is stressing you out. Oh my God. So you guys, so the plan is Candace is going to set her PO up with Andrew because he has a clean record. He's stable, income, apartment, everything is probably in his and her name or just his name. I know that truck is just in his name. So she gonna set her setup through Andrew, so when he leaves, she can go there and and live her life. Oh, she is a dog for that. She's a dog for that. So the PO say, okay. So now she's like, okay, now I gotta call Andrew. So he says to us, oh, I was supposed to call her PO. So the phone rings. And so he's like, oh, I needed to call her, huh? She says, oh, no, you can just text her now. I set it up. You can just text her. So she asked, you can text her, but you are going to let me stay at the apartment, right? Like, you still going to let me stay there, right? And he's like, well, yes, but we're still going to be together, right? And all of that. We're still, and all of that is get married, you move to Jersey, we live happily ever after. And so she's like, well, can I just stay at the apartment with no conditions? Like, I need time. And then she's like, I don't know if I'm going to see you before you go. So he says yes. So then she's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to see you before you go back to Jersey. And he's like, I do want to see you. And she's like, well, I want to wait until my emotions die down and I get adjusted more. And then just, see how I feel in a couple of weeks. And he's like, okay, love you. And so I'm sitting there like, dang, this girl is playing him all in his face. And he's so stupid. Hopefully he'll learn from this, but he's so stupid. He's just going with the flow because in his mind, he thinks they're still together. he feels good about this. They're gonna take it, they'll take it slow. They're gonna take a little break, a few weeks off, and we're gonna try this again. That's what she got Andy thinking. So she hops in an Uber to go back to the well care place. And so she's sitting, she back in the back taking pictures and sends him a picture, just to keep it going and to keep him enticed. And I'm just like, this girl is good. And so, yeah, so she's getting all this set up with Andrew. And we find out later what the real plan is, what the second part of the plan is. So Andrew is at the place. It's time for him to go. He's packed. He's about to fly back to Jersey. He writes her a little love letter. Oh, Candace, and you will be okay, and we will be together, and I can't wait, and everything is gonna work out, and blah 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 blah. And he knows they're on a break, and he just said that this is just not the right time. So she had asked, like, I got the key to the truck, so if you want, you can leave the key to the apartment in the truck, and I'll get it out of there. So we see Andrew got his luggage, his backpack, his Uber is outside waiting to take him to the airport, and he puts the key to the apartment in the truck and locks it. And he knows that they will be together forever. So then Candace is in a car, not the truck. She's in a car driving down the road, still looks like Vegas, and she's talking to this arm. Very excited. She's smiling, happy, but this arm does not belong to Denise, and it does not belong to Andrew. Why I keep calling him Andy? Andrew, because it's a little smaller, little more hairier. And it's like, this girl, no, she did not. No, she did not. So we meet the plan. His name is Ishmael. Uh, she married her ex-boyfriend or whatever. And he's cute. He's a Mexican, but his voice is just hoarse. He just has a very hoarse voice. So they met like 6 years ago. They were inseparable for like 6, 7 months. And then he went to jail. And then she went to jail. And I think she said they used to live together. So anyway, so did y'all peep the replay when Andrew went and picked her up from jail? They're in the truck driving to the apartment. Her butt is on her phone texting Ishmael asking, like, are they cool? What's up? So Ishmael gives her the green light. They like, yeah, we meant to be. Let's do this. Woo, woo, woo. That's what she was like. She was really done with Andrew. I said, this girl, this Candace is good. I mean, Candace, she didn't play no games. How did she have his number? She must have did her little research in prison. She got out. She sure was texting him in the car. So that's why we know why her emotions just went crazy all of a sudden. All this makes sense. So they had to get married in order to live together because you have to be paroled to family, right? And a girlfriend is not a family member. A baby mama or baby daddy is not a family member. So they had to get married. So he's out. I guess he got out first. So I'm like, I'm trying to assume that he's not a felon, but I found out some inside information. Allegedly, I'll say that Ishmael is like a 30-year-old. He's Mexican. He's 30. He has been in jail 3 times. He got a little record. He has a record. He has car theft and aggravated car theft. It's a felony. He has some drug deal with bad. That's on his record. And he has a burglary and firearms record. So I don't think he's not a felon. I think he's a felon. Like, But maybe he got himself together, and I don't know. But anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how are they able to be together with her on parole. Like he must have, maybe he got a clean record. I don't know how that works. So anyway, they had to get married to live together. So we see a picture. I guess that's when they got married. That girl been toting that Louis Vuitton, honey. She had it at the hair shop. She's carrying that Louis Vuitton, honey. That fake Louis Vuitton. That alleged Louis Vuitton. It's definitely giving Miss Netta vibes. If you know that, if you know, you know. Miss Netta and Charles definitely giving uh Louis Vuitton inspired. And she's working that purse, honey. Um, she was telling Ishmael, that Andrew was nice to her and she did what she had to do. And he was like, F him. I said, golly, birds of a feather. They are flocking together. So Candace explains to us that being in prison and being on the outside is like two different lives. She knows that Andrew wants the Candace that was in prison, but baby, that Candace is still in prison. That Candace, she left that Candace in prison. When she got out, she became a different Candace, and he don't know this Candace. So he's back in Jersey talking about he want to get a. He's telling us about some letter she wrote him, and he liked what it said, so he wanted to get the part of the letter tattooed on his body, child. And he showed us a dream catcher that she made in jail, and he still hangs in the house, and it gives him hope every time he looks at it. And when he wakes up, he feels good about the day. And she said pretty much is saying, when you're with who you want, that's the real freedom to her. That's the real freedom. So I think that was pretty much. Did I miss anything? Yeah, that's pretty much their story. Oh, Candace needs an award for that. Moving on. We got who we gonna talk about next? Let's see. Let's talk about. Okay, let's get into. Let's do Joey and Mike. So Joey's at home. We learned that his mother had made a full recovery. So we thank the Lord for that. So Joey is heading on up to see Mike in jail. And Joey is worried that they are both addicts. And, he needs Michael to tell him that he is done with drugs. Joey says he is going up into that jail and he is going to lay down the law. He's going to lay the law down. And Michael has to say he's going to change. And if he goes back to drugs, that will be the breaking point for them. And Joey will be devastated. Well, Joey, what is your plan if it doesn't work out and you become devastated? Because isn't that going to trigger you to do drugs again? Like, let's talk about there may be a devastation. You're going to be devastated. It might not be now, but you're going to be devastated eventually because your boy has been in and out of jail for 20 years. He already told us he don't mind being in there. And what I just don't like about Michael is he is so honest with the camera when he talks to us. He's more honest with us than he is with Joey in their relationship. It's like, why are you telling us this? Is Joey listening? So, drugs again, like, what are you going to do? So 2 hours later, he comes out. The cameras couldn't go in, of course, because it's jail. So he pulls over, and he is so giddy, y'all. He does. So he shows us that they took a picture. It was a cute picture. They took a picture together. So Mike tells us that, he is in love with Joey, and he has a nice smile. He has good teeth, but they didn't really kiss. And he said they hugged, and he tried to get a kiss out of Joey when he was getting ready to leave. And he was like, Joey is just so shy. So Mike tells us that he is ready to change, and that's why Joey was so giddy because he did tell him. And of course, he's just talking. And so, he loves Michael and he really needed to hear that he is going to change. And so Mike says that he'll sober. He says he has said 6, 7, 8 times that he will sober up, but it just doesn't happen. And he says he is madly in love with Joey, but he says monogamy is very boring to him. So, what are we going to do, Michael? Like, what are you going to do? Cut the crap. What are you going to do, Michael? Stop playing with this man. Stop playing with him. Like, but you know what? He don't care. This is his lifestyle. And Joey, just like the boy, he comes and goes. He's been in and out for 20 years. He's going to go back. He's going to do drugs again. He's going to commit a crime. He's going to break your heart. He's going to take you for your money. He's going to make you look stupid to your family. Yes. Yeah, and your friends. Yes, he's going to do it. And I have so much faith in Joey. I had so much faith that Joey was not going to be putting up with the mess. But he kind of played himself. I just need him to tell me that he's not going to do it. Well, hello. All he has is his word. Okay. Am I done with this? Let me think. Okay, moving on. Because I just had so much faith in Joey. So we will see. I guess we won't see. We will see. I think they'll come back. Because I think it'll be Love during Lockup season 6, though. Because we know Mr. Michael may do another 6 years. So let's moving on. Moving on. Let's go ahead and do this Ayanna and Jamal. So 15 days has passed. She is aggravated because she got to wait on her grandmother to come pick her up from jail. And she is just like, ugh. She's just like, yeah, she calls her. So the grandma's like, girl, I just got off work. I got to go pick up your daughter from your mother's house. Never said, oh, thank you. Never gave her like compliments or appreciation for helping and supporting her. All right, Gina. Gina? Okay, so Ayana is just a spoiled brat. That's it. That's all. She's just immature, childish, a spoiled brat. And guess what? It's Keisha and Gina's fault that Ayana is the way she is. It's their fault because they allow all this childish foolishness. Okay, so she gets out, and you know how Ayana acts like she did 15 years. So she turns on her phone, honey, and it started vibrating, honey, and she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." She is just so juiced about Jamal. She ain't even this happy to be with her kids. So she gets a message from Jamal. She reads it to us. He missed her and can't wait to talk to her. And he called her a queen. And his word for her is, what is it, Bookie? Boopy? So so she's walking down. Oh no, so when the grandma kind of checks her when she had called her, and she's like, you should have put yourself in this position no way. And she like, I know. And she like, you need to, I know, we passed that. We passed that. It's like, she pretty much tell you to shut up. She didn't heard you to said it 1,000 times. So she walks, so they hang up. So she is walking up the road, and then she ends up calling an Uber. And he comes, and I believe the reason why she's so hard pressed about getting picked up is you just can't hang out on the grounds of a prison. You got to get on. You got to come and go. You can't just be chilling, and there ain't no waiting area outside. Get out of here. So I think that's really what the urgency was. But how someone who is always late to everything trying to rush somebody. And what happened to Lexi? Lexi couldn't pick her up. Lexi said, oh, girl, I got things to do. And the jail probably was too far. Wasn't it like an hour out from the house or something? So, she calls her grandma by her first name. And so I was thinking, You know what? Ayana's what, 27? I'm convinced that her grandmother, her mother, and her, I'm convinced they are 10 years apart. Because there ain't no way that you could just be, and it's not like total disrespect. You can tell Ayana, she know how to act, but she's spoiled. So she gets to spaz out when she wants. And it's okay because she's, they're there to pick up the pieces. But yeah, you're late to everything. So why is you rushing everybody? But so she calls the grandma. The grandma called her, and she's pretty much like, I'm gonna meet you down at the probation office. So they meet there, and her daughter, she's so happy to see her daughter. And her daughter looking like, wait a minute, let me see. Is that lady? Is that lady? And they hug, and she runs to her, and Ayana's like, wait, catch her, make sure she don't run the streets. So grandma is pretty much got her hand there guiding little baby, but letting her run to her mom. And and the baby got the biggest smile on her cute little face, and they hug and blah blah blah. And it's just like, if this for nothing, Ayana, this moment right here with you embracing and being back with your daughter again, that should make you want to do right. It just says, I need to get my stuff together and stop playing. Because I'll get into why I say that. So and then she does say that she wants to do better. So okay, so they're in the car, they get ready to go get something to eat, I believe. So she calls her son in the car. And so she's all like, what you wear to school? Let me see what you got on. You picked it out yourself? So I guess they FaceTime and she see a little gear, a little something, something. But why homeboy say, oh, you'll see it when you get here. And so she's like, oh, okay. And then she's still trying to talk to him and, oh, I love you. And he was like, oh, Nana on the other line, let me call you back. baby, between the baby hugging you real good and your 9-year-old son acting like you are a non-factor, hi, Evelyn, that should be enough for you to want to get your stuff together. That boy is 9 years old and he don't have it for you. He has been in spaces, he didn't heard conversations. He's heard conversations, people talking about you. He don't care for you that much, sweetheart. And you need to get it together to get him back in your good graces because he sounds like he's on the road to resenting you. He didn't have it for you. Oh, you'll see it when you get here. Uh-huh. Oh, Nana on the other line, I gotta go. Nana is his mama. He got respect for your mother, not you. That is a slap in the face. Ayana, that should have been a slap in your face because I felt that pain. I did. I did. I did. So they go to dinner because she's telling us the food in prison tastes terrible. Everything tastes like water. I think it was mashed potatoes, the gravy, the something else. And the meat wasn't meat. And so she's at the table. She tells the waiter, I just got out of jail. Girl, if you don't shut up, don't nobody care. Why are you advertising that? Stop being so ghetto. And what's that risotto thing? Risotto thing? Girl. Oh, well, what about, I need me a steak. Just so ghetto. Why is steak the darn, not the novelty, the specialty, the top tier, the okay, girl. So grandma over there, like, okay, this is why I can't retire. That's why grandma's still working. But shoot, I'm convinced they all 10 years apart. So if Ayana's 27, her mama Keisha is 37, and her grandma Gina is 47. That's why she's still working. So grandma Gina tells her it's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out of it. And if that ain't some, that's some, here, grandma. She making sense. That made so much sense. It's hard to get out of it. So Yana, well, I'm about to go change my clothes. So she go into the restroom, honey, because she got to get out the little jail clothes. She need to put on some real street clothes. So she puts on some booty shorts, some jeans, some short jean shorts, and a white t-shirt, or was it a tank top? And she still got on them Ugg slipper things. I know they comfortable, but they look like slippers. And because I think my best friend has a black pair. They look like slippers, and she just all out in the street, walking on the concrete and in puddles with these little slipper things on. And girl, her phone rings, honey. We know who it is. So Jamal calls her. They on the phone. She juiced. You know, she jumping up and down, and he missed her, and of course she missed him. And she said she realized being gone so long, she really, really, really is in love with him because she really, really, yeah, we know. You probably got on everybody's nerves in that jail talking about Jamal. I bet you nobody in there knows that you have two kids, but they know about Jamal. I bet you they know all the stories. I bet you that. So she did she tell him, yeah, well, I don't want to be your girlfriend for too long when you get out. And so Jamal tells us, just like Michael tells us the truth, but not telling them the truth. So Jamal tells us that he doesn't want to rush to jump into marriage just to prove to other people that their love is strong. And we know who other people is. Let's take a guess, besties. Who are other people? The ex-best friend, which is his baby mama, his mom, his sisters, your mother, your grandmother, your friends, the stripper friends at the, yeah, you, especially that ex-best friend. So grandma said, well, I hope it works out. And so when they get ready to go, such a cute moment. The baby is waving goodbye and saying goodbye to the waiters. And she's like, bye bye. And just so cute. Just so cute. And so Ayana says, you know, she wants Jamal to get out. She wants to get married because she wants to build her empire with him. And that's cute. That's something to want. That's a nice goal. So moving on. Ciao. Ugh. That's who we gonna put. Let's do Slick Rick and Samantha. Oh God, how did we get here? That's all I want to know. How did we get here? So Slick Rick, you know, is back home. He's married to Sam. It's 7 weeks later. So he meets up with the correctional officer niece of his, the one that was telling him not to put no money on her books. She sees it all the time. She's been warning you and telling you all this time, and you have ignored everything she has said. So they meet to go get coffee. So she's like, how's it going? And he was like, not great. And she's like, you're not wearing your ring. And he's like, no. And I'm like, what ring? We didn't see them buy him a ring. Don't tell me Samantha made him a ring in jail, because you know she made jewelry. Oh, oh. So, child. So, what? She's like, what happened? You know, and when she greeted him, she was like, what's going on, married man? And it's just be like, when she talking good to him, Slick Rick be looking at her like, ugh. So he's like, yeah, it's been 6 weeks. She can't work. Like, she can't get a real job, you know. And pretty much he can't take care of her. You know, he said, it's been hard. You know, I've been single for 14 years and I've only been able to take care of myself. He's cool taking care of himself, but he can't take care of Samantha. And these are things that he knew before he married her. And so Denise says, I'm just frustrated with you. I told you not to send her money. You know, you jumped into this. You don't know her. And now you regret it. You know, and so he says, you know, I'm a player. I was a player back then. And I said, this Slick Rick, he is earning the rights to his name, Slick Rick, player. Where you learned that from, Ricardo? When you was in Idaho with your homie Ricardo, he done taught you to say player and not player. Go Slick Rick, go Slick Rick, go. So the niece says, it still is. And he says, no, you know, I just joke a lot. So he said, so she was like, you kind of thought you were ready to settle down, honey. He was like, yeah. And so Samantha is doing her confessional and she says something is off. She could just feel it. And she thinks he's committing adultery, with Sandy. And it's like, girl, girl, stop being so freaking jealous. Just jealous. So, let's see where we leave off at. Hold on, you guys, because my notes are all over the place. So then the next scene of Slick Rick, he is at the lawyer's office, y'all. He went to go talk to an attorney about getting a divorce. And, he says, the issue is money. He's just talking, my parents, when I was coming up, my daddy worked, took care of the house, but that was back then. He said, nowadays you need a dual income. And it's like, Slick Rick, at 58 years old, you already knew this. What was the point? You reached out to her. You bothered her. She was in her little jail cell, prison camp type situation in Idaho. You looked her up. You looked, I think he Googled her. You saw she was in prison. You sent her a big letter, pictures, and just a whole bunch of stuff. What did you do that for? What did you do that for? You know you're on a fixed income, you don't have no money, and you don't plan on going to get a job at Walmart to supplement your income. You don't plan on going up to the airport to work, at the airport, or you don't plan on going over to work at the stadium for the games and passing out popcorn and selling peanuts and hot dogs and beer. If you didn't, what do you think? What were you thinking? That's really what I want to know. It costs money to date. Number one, right? Two people who are free in the real world, it costs money to date. Number one. Number two, she's in a whole nother state. So what were you thinking? She can't come visit you. You're going to have to go visit her. So not only is it expensive, you're dating an inmate, which is more expensive. If you want to talk to him, that's a bill. You want to see him, that's a bill. Oh my God, Rick, why did you get it? Why did you get in this pickle? Why? I have questions. So you write this girl, she falls in love, you guys get into a relationship. Why? Why did you have to get in a relationship? Why couldn't you just be friends? I mean, this is all your fault, Rick. All of this is your fault at your big age. So like everything he was saying, you knew before you got married. This girl had dreams and goals of writing books and making jewelry. You want her to get a job. Why wasn't this discussed before? Anyway, and it's kind of like, I had a thought, you guys. Don't laugh, but okay, you can laugh. But what you think? I was thinking, okay, maybe he got himself in a pickle, right? And maybe he figured get married, then bail out like now, 6 weeks later, and then you get a divorce. Because once you divorce someone, you don't make up and work things out, right? But long as they stayed boyfriend and girlfriends, they were going to always call, not call, get mad, don't talk, slam the phone, work it out, apologize, send sweet nothing, say I love you. Like it just goes on and goes on and goes on. But I'm figuring maybe he decided I'm gonna get married, then when we get divorced, this is how I'm gonna get rid of her. Maybe. I don't know if he thought that clear, but that would have made sense, I assume. I'm just thinking out the box. So Sam calls him while he's at the attorney's desk in front of her. They're talking. So she calls and wants to know, like, what's up with them? Are they done? And so his dumb butt sitting in there and tells her, I don't know. Oh, yes, you do know. Why are you playing games, playa? Slick Rick, you're at the attorney's office. Hold on, guys. Let me take a sip. You're at the attorney's office. She even says, because he told her, oh, this is Sam here. She's like, I'll give you a minute. So she's listening to their conversation. And so um, Samantha tells us she heard that Sandy was forcing herself on Slick Rick at the reunion. So that's why she is on that page. So she was like, oh, okay, well, have a good time with Sandy. And then she hangs up. And so he laughs and he says, I think it is a good idea to hang out with Sandy. And he chuckles about it. So the attorney comes back in and says that he needs to be strong in his conviction and make the decision and stick to it. And so she was also telling us that being that, she's in prison, he needs to go ahead and file divorce while she really doesn't have any power right now. Because if he prolongs this and wait for her to get out, she can fight him, and run up the attorney fees to like tens of thousands of dollars. So her thing is like, you need to hurry up and go and do this right now, right now. And so Sandy says she wants to stick it out. This was a decision they made, and she loves him, and this was meant to be. And she says she's not giving up. But, ma'am, you are. You might not be, but you're pushing him away. Pushing him away. Okay, y'all. Let's get to Shantae and True Lies. True. Because this was some mess, if I must say myself. So Shantae and her ugly braids meets up with her friend Janaya. And so they talk about the trip. The trip where she went to go see his mom and sister. But she didn't even talk about that. She like, girl, my life is a mess. She talked about the money, right? So we learned a lot about Shantae. So she said she had $4,000 saved, and now she don't even have $1,000 to her name. And she's talking about those 2 mortgages that she has. But baby, we already heard, because the grapevine, the streets of love during Lockup be talking. We already found out. Remember I told you, besties, that she rents both of those. She rented the house in the other state. I don't even remember if I think it was Kansas, and she lives in Missouri now. That house she was renting. And the house she's in Missouri, she's renting also. That we already found out she does not have mortgage. But here she is sitting here lying. And her name is Lies too, because she was lying some more. So she was talking about, the mortgages, the 2 rents, the 2 mortgages she calls, but we all know she has 1 rent. So the bills, the phone, everybody got a phone bill. And it's like, wait a minute. Shantae is a terrible grandmother. Can I just say that? Not that I'm all in her business. I know I'm not talking about the love. I'm just talking about the financial part. Can you imagine your grandmother? Can you imagine your grandmother, your parent, your mama still live in the house with your grandma, with your auntie and uncle, and your grandma is in love with somebody in prison, and she just spending all her money and time on this man while y'all just sitting there looking at her spend all her money and time with this man? I can't even picture neither one of my grandmothers acting like Shantae. So everybody in the house, she paying their phone bill. Excuse me, not that 19-year-old that's having kids. I know you a lie. That 19-year-old needs to be having her own job, taking care and putting in on the bills. Especially when you grown enough to have a kid, you grown enough to act like an adult. That 17-year-old daughter, she could be working too and paying her own bills and putting some money in the household too. And the son, 16 years old, yeah, he could be working too. He could be working 1 or 2 days out the week at Pizza Hut's, Little Caesars, Subway, Burger King. He could be working to pay for his little stuff that he likes, cell phone, clothes, shoes, games, stuff. He could be, everybody in that house could be working, honey. So And so she's talking about all the phone calls from True and all his stuff, because she's buying his stuff because we learned he's about to get out in 4 days. Girl, you are highly stressed. You need to go get that stress ball from Andrew, honey, because you are stressed. Your hair probably falling out. That's why the braids don't look that great, because your hair probably falling out. You need to take the braids down, let that hair breathe, girl. So she tells us, y'all, get to the nitty and the gritty, honey. She tells us, honey, on her job, honey, they made a decision about her. A coworker snitched and told the uppers, the management and all them, that she's dating True. Now, at this particular job, they have like a code of conduct. Okay? You got to be an upright citizen. You can't be in there doing all that. And if you knew that, Shantae, why was you broadcasting your relationship at the job? Nobody at your job is your real friend. Don't everybody know that by now? So anyway, they took her bonuses from her. They reduced her pay to 26. To 26. I'm gonna assume that was $26 an hour. And they paying that kind of money at the fast food restaurant. They won't code of conduct at the fast food restaurants. Oh, okay. So the higher ups demoted her. So she must not be a manager anymore. So she says she's looking for something else. She's gonna stay there until she find another job. So she also tells us, and I think this was a lie, that she had $50,000 saved before she met True. And that was for her business. But it's like, wait a minute. Ma'am, what? You had $50,000 saved before you met True. You fall in love with True, and all them telephone calls started adding up. All that commissary money started adding up. Okay. Then remember your stepbrother stole $5,000 from you, but that ain't nothing. $50,000, and you have less than $1,000 now. The truth, and you. Oh wait, y'all. She did say she has spent about $30,000 on True. She admitted that, like on the first episode. How dumb is that? You chose a Negro in prison over starting your own business, and you got 3 kids and 2 grandkids at home, but you decided to move to a different state to be closer to this guy, so when he get out, he can come to you, and you're not even sure if y'all gonna stay together because he like white women. Girl, you can't. Oh my God. You can't be this stupid. You just can't be this stupid. You cannot be this stupid. And then she knows when he gets out, she got to take care of him for a while. You're going to be taking care of him, period, not in the com. Because when you going to tell him that you don't have the money to get this business open, he's trying to open up a restaurant. Okay. So she says she can't afford True's lifestyle, and she don't think nobody ever would be able to afford his lifestyle. And then the friend was like, yeah, because she was just saying, these things are impacting you. They're just so negative. And, it all just boils down to True. And I don't want this for you. Like, when he gets out, like, what are you going to do? Like, this is not cool. Get a hold of yourself, girl. And so it's like, yeah, well, and I'm just like, you chose True over opening up your own restaurant, your own business. You work at a fast food restaurant. You have 3 kids and 2 grandkids and a Negro in prison, and you chose to spend $30,000 on him? Girl, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Should I take it off my line? Get off my TV, don't you? Oh, there she is coming back. Oh, Shantae, she gonna drive me to drinking. Oh my God. So she's already telling her friend that she been buying his clothes, right? She done already bought $100 shirt. What do you need $100 shirt for? Sound like a polo. She done bought him $250 Jordans. What are you doing that for? And now he want what do you call him, MP3 player? I think she can't even find one. Aren't they like played out or something? Well, why? And like her friend said, he's materialistic. He gonna always want something. She said he is a selfish teenager. He's materialistic, and his wants and you know that he's gonna keep wanting stuff. He's gonna keep wanting more Jordans. He gonna want a PS3, a PS5. He gonna want the next whatever. He gonna want to go to all the concerts. He gonna want, and it's never gonna stop. So she said that she need to have a talk with him, but she don't want to tell him about her job because she don't know if he will support her. Oh, golly. Golly. God. Shantae. And ma'am, sorry, ma'am, with the braids that I don't like. How will he support you? Oh, like he did before, telling you, well, think of something positive. He gonna tell you that again. Well, okay, you're gonna be unemployed. They're about to fire you because you date me, and you lost your bonuses, and they done decreased your money, and they demoted you. Now you just a regular. You just work at the drive-thru. Think of something positive. Well, the positive would be breaking up with you. And then, this is what I wanted to kick her in her mouth. Now she thinks that when her money runs out, so will the love. Baby, that ain't love. True don't love you. He gets out in 4 days, and she thinks this relationship is a mistake. Well, what do you know? What do you know, Shantae? What do you know? Yes, it's a mistake. Yes, it's a mistake. She talking about talking to God. You didn't ask God to be in this relationship. God is not a part of this mess. You did this on your own. Now you want to go call on the Lord. Well, he's there for you all the time, baby. But you need to listen. You already know. That's why you just said the stuff already. You just said so much in this segment. You have said so much that says run for the hills. Girl, you are about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Girl, you about to lose your job. Girl, you about to be homeless. You about to be penniless. Do you not? The writing is on the wall, mamas. But she driving my pressure up. And guess who's going to be on Love after Lockup? Her and True Lies. Girl, whoo, okay. We got the last couple, right? Okay, I'm going to end this on a softer note because baby Shantae got my blood boiling. Ugh, you talk about, ugh. So Teeny and Robert, oh my God, it was so sweet. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I was so happy for them. I think I even cried, y'all. And I had to watch their part again. It was just, you could just, a lot of people don't like Rob and they had a reason. They think this is, but this is a real family. Y'all keep forgetting that they married and they are trying to be the best of family. They're trying to be close-knit. And it's beautiful. I think it's great. I think it's beautiful. So let me say my spiel because this is my opinion. I like them. I think they're cute. They look cute together. He's handsome. She's cute. The kids, I like the way he was dealing with Nehemiah. I just love it, love it, love it. He even was like, where is Cheyenne? She's supposed to be here. They call her Shy. Where is Shy? She is supposed to be here too. So Rob gets out. Now remember, Teeny done jumped out the truck last week and left Nehemiah in the back seat. He got the seat belt, snacks in between his legs. He probably dropped all that stuff on the ground trying to get out because he wasn't too far behind him, but he was running up behind Teeny too. So Rob gets out. He grabs Nehemiah first. I love that. I love the connection he's having. This is his family. I love it. He kisses Teeny. They kiss. It's so cute because, that feeling. Can you just imagine that, your man is out and y'all can kiss. And like she said, you don't have nobody telling you that's enough. So you saw that he was rubbing on her booty. And so, Rob is ready to get down to business. He wants to be an asset to society. He doesn't want to be a problem. Uh, and you notice he and Nehemiah had on matching gray sweatsuits. I thought that was cute. And everybody had a little touch of orange in their tennis shoes or whatever. And it was a lot of I love yous, back and forth, kisses. And she talking about, I can't wait for later on tonight. I was like, girl, stop it. And Nehemiah's like, ugh, because he already know. But I think the way the house is it, I believe the way the house is set up, it seems like her bedroom is downstairs by the front door. And the kids' bedroom may be upstairs. So their townhouse is set up nicely for this situation. So they go to the truck because it's cold. It's in Oklahoma. It's cold, so they run into the truck, and so he opens the door for Nehemiah so he could get in the back seat of the SUV. More kisses, more I love yous, and so he's like, pull over because I want to stop. I need to get some fresh air. So that part that they kept showing in the preview where it seemed like when he was talking about I need some me time, they made it look like he was tripping. But if you notice, that was that part. He wanted a long time to stop to get out and breathe some fresh air. See, I love them. I just love. They're gonna work. They're gonna last. They're gonna last. So he gets out. He's getting that fresh air, that freedom air. It smells different. It feels different than when you're locked up. And so Nehemiah gets out with him. He follows him because he looks up to him. That's his protector too. And so even I just love their bond. He picked him up, had him on his back, and Nehemiah's like, I'm too big for this. And so, Rob was just saying how he's happy that now he don't have to deal and look at them and talk to them through the camera. He can actually, touch them physically, and he was saying how important physical touch is. And he'll be able to hug the girl and hug him and no more air hugs and make sure they're really okay. And he wants to go to the daddy-daughter dance. And he has dreamt about all this stuff. Love that. He's going to lead this family. They're going to have a good time. So Nehemiah says, yes, he's a part of the family. Yes, that's his stepfather. So he's like, he calls him dad. And you guys give, not my bestie, but the people's, give them such a hard time. They give Teeny a hard time about her kids calling him daddy. But I mean, hello, they don't have daddies. Hello, right? The girl's father, is not with us. And the boy's father has no dealings with them. That is her husband. So yes, they're going to call him daddy. Okay? Mind your business. And so he's just happy that he'll be there. And so Nehemiah's like, yeah, but I'm a man of the family. I've been the man of this family for 10 years. But now, I got a little help on the side. And that was that on that. And that was really cute. And so, oh my God, this was such a good episode. I think they got a new production team. I need to pay attention to the ending because they stepped it up. They stepped it up, but I got questions, y'all. Do y'all have questions about the endings? So the way it ends, Ayana's at the park with her daughter, and she's on a swing, and they're playing and kissing and laughing. So the update is Ayana has the 4 years probation still, and Jamal gets out later on this year, and she wants her proposal. Now, Samantha was working on her job. Now, I'm going to assume she got out of jail, and it looks like she was working at like a Goodwill or something. And then we see where Rick, he's at the restaurant ordering lettuce wraps, and in walks Sandy. He met up with Sandy for lunch. So the update is he filed for divorce. and he is gonna mingle with amongst the women at the high school. So he's gonna go back to how he used to be because he's still a player. So he's probably gonna go in between Sandy and what was the other lady's name? CJ. He probably just gonna keep playing with them and enjoy his little broke, happy little life. uh yeah. So Joey is at the park with the dog. He's waiting on Mike's parole board hearing, and he's leaving Mike a message, and blah 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 blah, and all whatever he does. Okay. Now Shantae's story is going to continue on Love After Lockup. So she's at home and she's organizing True stuff. And I think she said something about needing to get a new bed. Girl, with what money? Oh. So Candace she calls and tells Andrew that it's over, respectfully that it's over. And finally, you guys, Andrew just said what he needed to say. Okay. That's all he needed to say was okay. And guess what our homie did? Guess what our homie did, y'all? Them 3 months did Andrew good, honey. Andrew paid that rent for 3 months, honey. Wait a minute. So the rent was what, $1,360? So he spent $4,080 on rent out there, and that car note was $750, huh? So he spent another $2,550 on the truck. Golly, Andy, that's like $7,000. Almost. I'm so sick of Andrew. So I called him Andy. Sorry, Andrew. So Andrew broke the lease at the apartment finally and took his truck back. And they said that she's still wearing his ring. But I just saw on YouTube of someone had reported that said that she said that was not Andrew's ring that she is wearing. That is the ring that her husband bought her. Whatever. Teeny and Rob are on the water with the kids. They're on a boat. They're out somewhere where it's hot. They're was they supposed to go to Florida? They're probably in Florida. They went jet skiing, and then they showed us a collage of pictures of them, just different videos and collages of them having fun. They were out drinking wine. They were doing this, doing that, doing this. So they're having fun and living their life, and we are happy for them. Maybe they should get a spinoff, or I would like to see them later. But my question is, so did Samantha get out, and is she working like at a real job? And what's up with Candace and Ismail now? Like, where do they live now they got put out? I want to know. Does he work? Does she work? What's the plan now? I just want to know. I got questions. I be wanting to know. So we need to be updated. But this was a very good season. They stepped it up. I'm looking forward to Love After Lockup. It comes back on in July. That's next month. So we don't have much time. So, besties, drop your comments down in the comment section. Tell me what you rate this episode. Give me your ideas and your point of views on the episode, not on mine. But you can talk to me. I'll talk back. I ain't mad at you. But besties, I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.